Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a pretty simple base. It's actually what I would call my hydrating winter base. I feel like any kind of a winter themed or makeup during winter should be super hydrating because it's just dry outside and you're not going to be sweating everything off your face in the heat of the summer. You can kind of cake it on a little bit more thickly. We're going to start with my moisturizer routine. I use CeraVe. Now I don't want to spend forever on this, but I did want to spend a second to talk about this moisturizer. I had really bad acne-prone skin all through middle school and high school. I actually had to end up taking Accutane to get rid of it all in the end, but during that whole process, my dermatologist recommended that I use CeraVe. It's a really good moisturizer for most skin types. I can be oily or dry depending on the time of year, as I'm sure most people are. This works well through all of it. Plus, like I said, it's really good if you have any kind of problematic skin. For the most part, I don't really break out, but I still use it just because it's a really solid moisturizer. I buy it at ShopRite, our local grocery store around here. It's not expensive and you can find it in most places, so just in case you're interested. Anyways, that's my little second about my moisturizer. Now I have to admit that I made this whole video a couple days ago. I was trying to use this cool microphone that my husband has for his guitar music, and I thought it was working. I get all the way towards the end, like I recorded like 20 minutes, and I realized that for whatever reason, because I'm terrible with technology, it recorded none of the audio. So I kind of gave up for a couple days, but I'm back. Trying again round 2. The next thing is my primer. I've been using this Prime Time from Bare Minerals for a little bit now. I really liked it because it reminded me a lot of the Smashbox Photo Finish, which I feel like is a super good smoothing primer. This is a very similar formula. Then I'm going to use this pore vanishing stick that I have from Estee Lauder. I just take the pore stick and I put it anywhere where I have larger pores or problematic areas. I do have pretty large pores, so this kind of helps mask them a little bit. Just rub it in. I have this one specific pore. It's like a really big pore on my nose. People actually are like, "Oh, did you used to have a nose piercing?" And I'm like, "No, that's my skin." For my eyelid primer, I have been using this Thank Me Later from Elizabeth Mott. I got it in my very first Ipsy bag last January. It is still going. Really does go a long way. I actually just bought the big version. It came in the mail, but this one's lasted me a whole year, so it has never failed on me yet. I can go all day with a whole stinking lot of eyeshadow and it does not crease at all. So I like it a lot for that reason. Now that we're done priming, I'm going to move on to my foundation. I have really liked using this stick foundation from Clinique called Chubby in the Nude. It kind of covers things a little bit more fully and also is fine for winter time when I'm not sweating it all off. The shade that I use is called Intense Ivory. Still feel like it's a little darker than my skin tone. It's a pretty close match. This is really hard to do backwards. I think most people probably use like a mirror next to them and like look into it and then look into the camera, but I didn't do that. So another extra step that I take to make sure that I'm super hydrated for the winter time. Before I use my brush and blend out the foundation, I've been using this Maracuja oil from Tarte. I just put one little drop on my brush for each side of my face. That just makes it super moisturized and hydrated. I'm a huge fan of this brush. Oh crap, I forgot to put it down here on my chin. This is so dense. It does a super good job of holding its shape and blending everything out super well. And it's also like so soft. So then one more drop for the other side. Okay, so once that's all blended out, I am going to use the IT Cosmetics CC cream and just apply it to my more badly toned skin parts. So mostly just like right here and a little on my nose, because that's where I have more of my like off-colored skin. Why can't I not think of what phrase we're supposed to use for that? This is shade Light. I do really like though, because first of all, it smells like ginger, and also it's a really rich pigmented formula. It's supposed to be used kind of as a multitasking coverage cream. It says it's anti-aging and hydrating, which it super is. That's why I like to use it a lot in the winter. But it's also really full coverage and color correcting. In the pictures, like for the little demo of this, it's showing women using it like all over their whole face. I feel like that might be good if you have like really bad skin or need a lot of color correcting, because it is super full coverage. But just for small patchiness, like on me, I just use a little bit and I blend it in with the foundation I'm already using. It also has a nice dewy finish to it. I just use a little bit here. Just kind of blending out whatever's left of my brush, making sure everything's nice and even. I think that's pretty good. You can already see with the oil, and with this especially, it already looks like super dewy. It feels very nice and hydrated. I feel like I'm saying that word a lot, but that's what winter makeup's all about, right? Hydration. The last step is this pressed powder by IT. It's called Bye Bye Pores. I use it just on my naked skin, and it still looks pretty good on that too. I use this Stippling Brush by Coastal Scents. Yes. And I just apply it on the parts that have a little bit bigger pores. It does give a very mattifying effect to your makeup. I've been hesitant to use it a lot, especially on my nose, because I feel like it just kind of counteracts the whole dewy thing I just accomplished. I still like to use it. It still works like this pretty well. Not often do I get samples of things and then go on to buy the full-size version, because I don't want to just buy all this stuff that I only kind of use sometimes. But this is another thing, along with the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later, I did end up buying the full-size version of, because I actually do really like this. That's the end of my routine. This is my hydrating, a little bit more of a medium coverage winter base that I do pretty much every day. Thanks so much for watching. Again, feel free to subscribe if you like the video, and I hope I'll see you next time.